Today I'm going to teach you how to trigger a GrandMA lighting console using OSC, also known as Open Sound Control, from QLab. It's pretty simple to do. You just have to kind of understand a few basics, and let's get started. I'm just going to run the GrandMA software on my Mac, so I just open the GrandMA simulator. You can see it comes with a pre-built in cue list down here, lower left corner. Has some cues in it, which is all we really need. To configure the GrandMA, the first thing you do, you just go to the little gear here. You click on that, you go to in and out, and it'll open up this window. It should already, by default, it's already pre-configured with this OSC data port. You just need to make a few little tweaks to it. The destination IP doesn't matter, because we're not trying to send out OSC at all. We're just trying to get OSC coming in, which is where this interface here is important. By default, it's local because I'm running this on my Mac, but you would want to just select the one that is the lighting console itself, and that'll reveal itself easily. It'll normally typically just be already chosen here in that field. You want to put enable input and check that right here. And then down here in these things, you want to check that this port number here matches the port you're going to use in QLab. It defaults to 8000, which is probably all we need to worry about. And then you scooch over here to the right, and you just need to check two things. Receive, yes. We need to have that be yes. And we need receive command also to be yes. I also like to have echo input to yes, so you can see it in like a monitor window to kind of confirm that your data is coming in okay. So we're also setting that to yes, and that's it. That's it. It's the only thing you got to worry about. Again, we're going to be sending stuff to the interface here, which is what we're trying to make sure is the incoming data from QLab. Okay, so let me open QLab up and just do a new workspace. In here we go to network, and then pick the network thing. We can just reconfigure this one here to be the one that we want. I think I'll just do a new one to make it a little clearer. Just do new, type for OSC message. We're going to pick lighting, and then we'll just go right to GrandMA3. We can name it something helpful like, OSC to GrandMA3. For interface, we want to pick the one that we're sending to, which in our case is that simple address that we had listed, which is really just like this local address for a local computer. So we're just doing 127.0.0.1. And 8000 is the port that we have already set up. So that should be all we have to worry about. Hit done. And then we just need to make a queue that will trigger lights. So we'll just pick this little network queue. We need to assign this to what patch we're using. So we're going to do GrandMA3, which is by default because it's the only one there is. But if there are other ones, you would click and pick it here. It's unhappy because we have not put in an actual message yet. So if you look down here, you've got several options for your message. We're not going to do executor control, which you could totally do. It would be fine. But in this case, I'm just trying to trigger a certain queue in random order. So in this case, I'll going to kind of trigger Q4. So I'll click on command line control, and it's asking us, we don't need a prefix. That's unless it's listed here, like a prefix is required in this prefix field. You could check your console to see what they have set up, and if they have a prefix in here, you'll want to add that in that prefix field here in QLab. And then command-wise, it's fairly simple. You're just going to type in go to Q and then 4. That's it. And so you would just put that in for each queue that you want. So if we just let that hit return to let that field get closed out, our network queue is ready. And in a perfect world, I should be able to either hit the send button here, or since the playhead is right here at this queue, hitting go should in fact fire Q4 down here. Let's do it, hit the queue and see what happens. and boom, Q4 right there fires. Since we have the monitor data checked in the OSC setup, we can just add a little window to see incoming messages, which can be super helpful. If you just click in here, you can add, under More, you can add a system monitor window, which will show you all this stuff happening. And then that way, when you want to view what's coming in, you'll be able to access that information. So if we go back to, let me see if we got, yeah, we got two windows open here, and that way, yeah. All right, so let's just look back quickly at QLab here. There are other options besides just the go to queue. We did the go to Q1, we did the go to Q2, but you could also do a specific sequence. So you could say go to Q1 in sequence 2. So even if sequence 2 is not a selected executor, it will fire stuff in sequence 2 instead. Another option is to go through a list of queues, so Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, and you can just hit the Go plus in this field to fire each one in sequence. So for example, if we were to look at this window here, and we had QLab open, and we continually fire this one here, we'll just go send. It should go through each one. So it went to 2 there, and then it's kind of going, and then we hit that, it goes to 3 next. And each time you hit send with this Go plus, it'll just take care of going through that next one. So we'll get Q4 in the next fire. A simple way to kind of go through stuff if you're going to do it sequentially. This one here does Go plus, go next, but it also lets you pick the sequence you want, so even if it's not the selected executor. So another cool option to do that. If we go back to GrandMA and look at our little thing here, you can see in this system monitor window the information coming in and what it's doing. So that's helpful for troubleshooting. If stuff isn't working, you can sort of see what's going on. Okay, hopefully this will help some people. I use it for reference all the time.